Hey guys, gather around because today we're diving into something we've all been waiting for. Street Outlaws, No Prep Kings. Season 6 is finally hitting the airwaves this October on Discovery Channel. That's right, the long-lost season, the one filmed all the way back in 2023, is about to make its television debut. And trust me when I say, this isn't just another season. This is a season that might very well mark the last big chapter of No Prep Kings as we know it. Now let me set the stage for you. Imagine this. Back in 2023, while most of us were still buzzing about the drama from America's List and the rise of small-tire No Prep, the Street Outlaws crew was quietly filming what would become one of the most explosive seasons of No Prep Kings ever. The format? Completely different. This wasn't just about individual bragging rights anymore. For the first time ever, racers were battling it out in team championships, while the Grade 8 races still gave us those nail-biting head-to-head moments we crave. You had alliances, rivalries, and strategy layered on top of the raw horsepower and driving skill. It wasn't just racing, it was war on asphalt. And let's be real here, folks. It's been nearly 2 years since that season was filmed. 2 years of fans begging, speculating, and wondering why in the world we couldn't see it. Now finally, Discovery Channel is dropping the bomb. October 6th is the day. Mark your calendars because we're not just watching a race, we're witnessing history. But here's the kicker. This might be the last official season of No Prep Kings on TV. Yeah, I said it. After Season 6 wrapped, we saw the decline. YouTube attempts that didn't catch fire, dwindling car counts, and then the whole speed promotions experiment that, let's be honest, fell flat. The momentum just wasn't the same. Big tire no prep on a massive televised scale. It's looking more like the end of an era than a continuing legacy. And that, my friends, is what makes this season so important. Because it's not just about the races you're going to see. It's about closing a chapter in street racing history. You're going to get 32 cars at every single race. You're going to get drama, rivalries, and those jump-out-of-your-seat moments that made us fall in love with Street Outlaws in the first place. But you're also going to feel the weight of knowing that this could be the last time we see this scale of big-tire no-prep racing on TV. Now don't get me wrong, street racing as a culture isn't going anywhere. Small-tire no-prep? It's blowing up, and it'll continue to thrive. Local scenes? Still alive and well. Promote events? Bigger than ever. But the big stage of No Prep Kings? That might not be back the way we remember it. And for someone like me who believes that big tire no prep is the most exciting form of drag racing out there, that stings. Because this format had everything. The speed, the unpredictability, the personalities, and the danger. It was real. It was raw, and it kept us glued to our screens. So what does this mean for the future? Well, there's always a chance. Ratings are king, and if Season 6 draws in the viewers, maybe, just maybe, Discovery or another platform decides to bring back something. Could it be a return of America's List? Could the OG 405 crew make a comeback? Or could we even see a brand new format that mixes street and track in a way we've never seen before? The possibilities are there, but they all depend on us, the fans, showing up and watching. And let's not forget, while we're waiting on October, there's still plenty of action going on. Promote events are stacked on the calendar. Racers we've seen dominate on Street Outlaws are out there, putting their machines to the test in other arenas. So if you love racing, the fuel isn't running out. It's just shifting lanes. But when that Discovery premiere hits, I want you to remember this. You're not just watching another season. You're watching a piece of racing history, one that took nearly 2 years to finally reach our screens. You're watching a format that tried something bold with team championships, one that brought a fresh angle to a sport we've loved for years. And you're watching what could very well be the last hurrah of No Prep Kings on the biggest stage it's ever had. So here's my take, guys. Season 6 airing this October is a gift. It's our chance to relive the glory days of NPK in full force, to celebrate what made this show one of the most electrifying reality series in motorsports. Whether it's the last time or just a stepping stone to something new, it's a season you won't want to miss. Let's dive deeper into why this particular season of No Prep Kings is so different and why fans have been desperate to see it. First, the team championship format flipped the script on everything we thought we knew about the show. In the past, it was all about the individual racer, who could climb the ladder, win the most races, and hold bragging rights as the king of no prep. But in Season 6, suddenly you had alliances forming, teams strategizing like pro sports franchises, and leaders stepping up to make tough calls for the greater good. That added layer of complexity is what made this season so unique. It wasn't just about horsepower. It was about trust, leadership, and sometimes betrayal. And you know what that means for us watching at home? Drama. Pure edge-of-your-seat drama. Every race wasn't just a clash between two drivers. It was a clash between two teams carrying the weight of every decision made during the season. One driver's mistake could cost the whole team points, and one underdog's upset win could swing the momentum in an instant. Fans love racing, but let's be honest, we also love the rivalries, the trash talk, and those moments when emotions spill over after a close call. Season 6 has plenty of those, and now finally, we get to see them play out in full. Now I've got to highlight one thing that really stood out during filming. This season had one of the most stacked lineups ever. We're talking 32 cars at every single race. That's not filler. That's the cream of the crop showing up, week in and week out. And when you pack that much talent into one series, it's inevitable that sparks are going to fly. Veteran racers with reputations to protect, newer names hungry to prove themselves, and everyone knowing that each pass down the track could shift the balance of the championship. It created an intensity you just can't. Script. Another big talking point is how this season almost never saw the light of day. For 2 years, fans have been asking, when's Season 6 going to air? And the silence from Discovery had people wondering if it was buried forever. Some speculated it was cancelled. Others thought licensing issues got in the way. And many believed Discovery had simply moved on. The fact that it's finally being released feels like a victory for fans who refuse to let the demand die. It shows the power of a dedicated fan base. Without the constant chatter, hashtags, and demand, who knows if this season would have ever aired at all? Let's talk about the timing too, because that's important. By the time Season 6 starts airing in October, the racing world will be deep into other events like big pro-mode competitions. That means racers like Ryan Martin, Kai Kelly, and Axman will be active in other series while we're watching them dominate the NPK track on TV. It creates this fascinating overlap. Fans get to see their heroes in two different arenas at the same time. And that crossover energy only adds to the excitement, because it keeps Street Outlaws in the spotlight across multiple platforms. Now, one of the saddest realities we have to face is that this could truly be the end of NPK as we know it. As much as we all want big tire no prep to stay mainstream, the writing is on the wall. Costs are skyrocketing, sponsorships are thinning, and racers themselves have been vocal about the financial and logistical challenges. While it hurts to say, it's possible that Season 6 may be the swan song for this format on national television. But hey, sometimes endings are just new beginnings in disguise. Maybe the streets make a comeback. Maybe small tire no prep takes center stage. Whatever happens, one thing's for sure. The Street Outlaws' legacy isn't going anywhere. And let's not forget how much the Street Outlaws brand has already given us. From the early days of the 405 show to America's List, we've seen some of the best racing content ever produced. The personalities are larger than life. The rivalries are unforgettable. And the risks these racers take for our entertainment are real. Watching them push their cars to the absolute limit, knowing the dangers and sacrifices involved, makes this more than just a show. It's passion, it's culture, and it's family for so many fans across the country. Here's something else worth thinking about. What if Season 6 is a testing ground? Discovery might be watching the ratings closely. If the numbers spike, if social media blows up, maybe that convinces the network to bring the show back in some new form. It could be another team-based championship. It could be a return to pure street racing. Or it could even be a mix of both. The point is, the door isn't closed. And fans like us, who tune in, talk about it, and keep the conversation alive, hold more power than we think. So here's my challenge to all of you. Don't just watch Season 6 when it drops in October. Talk about it, share it, post your favorite moments, argue about the rivalries, and let Discovery know that this show still matters. Because if we show up for this season the way I know we can, it might just lead to something bigger. And even if it doesn't, at least we'll get to celebrate one of the most exciting, unpredictable, drama-filled seasons in Street Outlaws history.